This is a Voice of America special report. I'm Cordana Jones. Department of Defense Secretary Lisser has been watching the buildup of Russian troops, and had this to say.
The United States will not tolerate any violations of the agreements of Part 11. We ask President Mikhailov of Russia for an explanation regarding the recent assembly of Russian military forces in the Arctic region. If no response is forthcoming, the United States, along with UN peacekeepers, will enact military strategies to ensure the safety of the world's citizens.
Meanwhile, it's day 3 of the Russian-ordered news blackout, as
This is an emergency alert via point of entry from the U.S. Department of Defense and the U.S. government. At 9:42 Eastern Standard Time, Russian missiles attacked the Norwegian Arctic Research Facility. It is unknown if there are any survivors at this time. The U.S. government has issued a voluntary evacuation order for all residents and research employees. If you wish to evacuate, go to www.arcticleave.gov for evacuation areas. Do not stay if you believe your life is endangered. If you stay, enemy forces could overrun your facility, and you may be captured and/or killed. We advise evacuation now, before more severe Arctic weather makes evacuation impossible.
This is an Arctic emergency. All remaining Danish forces from the Icicles research facility are to rendezvous with the United States military forces and UN peacekeepers, 175 kilometers out of Telemonos Ridge. Any wounded personnel will be evacuated unscathed, unless authority prevented. All stand with our NATO allies and will not allow our enemies access to terrorist nations, for militaristic purposes.
This is breaking news from the ABC News Desk. I'm Cyrus Smith. Russian troops and support vehicles have been reported near the Lomonosov Ridge, where they have set up a nearby headquarters and staging area for vehicles and a makeshift helipad. According to Department of Defense Undersecretary Phil Doss, drone footage shows massive Arctic construction underway, as military analysts speculate that President Mikhailov of Russia is planning to make the Arctic Circle Russian territory. This is in direct contradiction with statements made by its UN ambassador. This is a violation of the Title 11 agreements, as NATO leaders discuss options, including military force and hard sanctions against Russia.
This is a civil emergency via point of entry from the U.S. government. Enemy Russian forces are launching a major attack to secure all sovereign claimed territories in the Arctic region. At 7:02 p.m. Central Standard Time, without provocation, Russian attacked helicopters shot down NATO helicopters on a routine patrol in international waters. NATO has responded with cruise missiles from the USS Powell and USS Schwarzkopf. They have struck a partially submerged submarine in the Lomonosov Ridge and destroyed an improvised snow helipad in the vicinity. Any persons within the Arctic region should leave immediately. The enemy forces will seek retribution on any living person within that area. Leave now. This is an administrative alert via point of entry from the U.S. government. NATO Arctic Coalition forces have regained control of the Arctic regional area. Jet fighters from different nations launched a counter-offensive and pushed back Russian military forces to their original claimed territory. They are currently in retreat towards Russia. Within several days, the Arctic will be secure to allow researchers and citizens to return if they so desire. The Russian ambassador has been summoned by the UN Security Council to respond to the flagrant violations to agreements to Article 11. The U.S. military has been ordered by the President to aid in Arctic retention duties.
This is a Fox Business Alert. I'm Stephen Cobb. Professor Henry Piasecki, a survivor of the recent Arctic incursion, has won a $145 billion lawsuit against the entire Lance Hope Foundation. He claims that the not-for-profit entity is rife with corruption on all business levels and has plans for a hostile takeover of the disgraced protectors of the North. It is unclear what plans Piasecki has for the entity, but says he will not allow them to file bankruptcy. And Utica's own Henry Piasecki today announced that the resources from the failed Lance Hope Foundation will join in a new initiative with the World Wildlife Federation. Called Gwen's Dream, it will seek to repopulate the polar bear species native to the North Pole and utilize means to protect and aid them from oncoming danger. I'm sure Santa will be happy to hear that.